There is no warning, only a sudden burst that breaks the silence. In the frozen Arctic, apex predators combine strength, patience, and finely honed instincts. A successful hunt does not come from raw power, but from the ability to wait, calculate, and choose the right moment. And when that moment arrives, everything ends so quickly that the prey has no time to realize it has stepped into a trap. On the endless stretches of ice, the polar bear stands as a symbol of solitary and enduring strength. An adult male can weigh more than 1,300 pounds and stand nearly 10 feet tall when upright. A thick layer of fat and pure white fur allows the bear to retain heat, even when temperatures drop below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Unlike orcas, polar bears do not rely on groups. Their survival is closely tied to patience, an exceptionally sharp sense of smell, and the ability to endure weeks without food. Seals are the polar bear's most vital source of energy. But instead of chasing, the bear chooses to wait. It can remain completely still for hours beside breathing holes in the ice, guided by a sense of smell capable of detecting prey from more than a mile away. When the moment arrives, the polar bear moves like a released spear, fast, precise, and silent. The hunt is over in seconds, yet this is only part of the survival story. An adult walrus can weigh more than 3,000 pounds and is rarely a viable target. Polar bears look for opportunities only among weaker individuals or those separated from the group. Even then, they are prepared to retreat if the risk outweighs the reward. In the Arctic, knowing when to step back is not failure. It is a survival strategy. Life here is not defined by hunting alone. As sea ice shrinks and food becomes scarce, encounters between individual bears occur more often. These are not displays of mindless aggression, but controlled confrontations between males competing for territory and the chance to reproduce. Most encounters end with one bear retreating, because even a minor injury can become a serious survival threat in this frozen land. Within this harsh landscape, mother bears become living fortresses. Though much smaller and lighter, they are willing to stand their ground against males twice their size to protect their cubs. not through superior strength, but through unwavering determination. To survive in the Arctic, polar bears need more than raw power. They endure through resilience, careful judgment, and above all, an acceptance of limits that cannot be crossed. In the frozen waters of the North Atlantic, orcas are more than marine animals. They are strategic tacticians. These giants can reach lengths of up to 26 feet and weigh more than 12,000 pounds. Yet their true strength does not lie in individual muscle. Orcas live in tightly bonded family groups where hunting knowledge is passed down through generations. Each group has its own calls, its own methods, and a shared memory of currents, drifting ice, and ways to guide prey into inescapable formations. Along the icy edges of the Arctic, orcas do not rely on individual force. They hunt through collective intelligence. Rather than attacking directly, the group lines up in parallel, swimming in precise unison to generate waves several feet high, enough to disturb the fragile balance of ice sheets. Even the most alert prey cannot withstand the coordinated power of such calculated movement. In this harsh environment, every motion is carefully measured, because even a small error means wasting vital energy. Notably, not every orca group knows this technique. It exists only within certain populations, learned and passed down across generations. For orcas, hunting is not just instinct, it is culture. And it is this coordination that has made them the ocean's quiet rulers. Underwater, dolphins are symbols of speed, agility, and advanced social intelligence. Orcas do not respond with isolated strength. They answer with collective strategy. With some of the most developed brains in the ocean and a complex communication system, an orca group operates as a single unit. Under the guidance of the oldest female, the leader within their matriarchal structure, roles are clearly assigned as the formation gradually closes in from multiple directions. There is no sudden rush, only sustained and steady pressure that slowly limits every option. As order breaks down, the advantage shifts entirely to those who planned each movement in advance. When encountering migrating gray whale mothers and calves, orcas focus on breaking protection rather than displaying force. They apply persistent pressure across miles, taking turns moving in close to gradually separate the young from the mother and drain endurance. There is no haste or disorder, only a sustained formation that weakens defenses over time. When the calf loses its ability to keep pace, the pursuit ends quietly. This is a victory defined by patience, discipline, and a deep understanding of physical limits during migration. This is why orcas are often called the uncrowned rulers of the deep ocean. Each ambush is not meant to display dominance, but to maintain the ocean's delicate balance. As Arctic winds sweep across barren moss fields and temperatures plunge well below 0 degrees Fahrenheit, Arctic wolves begin their hunt. Smaller and lighter than polar bears, each wolf weighs only about 110 pounds, yet their strength does not lie in individual muscle. Living in packs of 5 to 10 members, Arctic wolves operate as a fully coordinated tactical unit. Their white fur blends into the snow, allowing them to move almost invisibly through the harsh landscapes of Greenland. Across the frozen plains of the Arctic, a wolf pack can travel nearly 50 miles a day in search of survival opportunities. Their usual targets are the tundra's moving fortresses, musk oxen. Musk oxen are built to endure extreme winters, with adults weighing close to 900 pounds. When threatened, the herd quickly forms a defensive circle, horns facing outward, calves protected at the center. Against this living wall, Arctic wolves do not rely on force. They observe patiently, gradually applying pressure and forcing the formation to shift. The standoff continues until fatigue exposes a weakness. In a brief moment, the herd loses cohesion, and one individual, often staying close to a calf, falls out of sync with the rest. In this frozen land, the boundary between survival and loss is fragile, where persistence and calculation often decide the outcome of an encounter. In contrast to the heavy confrontation with musk oxen, hunting hares is a test of reflexes and coordination. Arctic hares are small, fast, and constantly change direction across the snow. The wolves do not chase in disorder. They spread out, reduce space, and guide movement until the escape path becomes predictable. One mistimed step is enough for the pursuit to end as quickly as the cold wind. Along rocky coastlines and open ground near the edge of the ice, the paths of Arctic wolves sometimes cross polar bear territory. Here, limited food forces both species into the same space, but not into direct confrontation. A silent distance exists, far enough to avoid conflict, close enough to observe every reaction. Wolves understand the imbalance in strength and rarely approach on their own. They follow deep tracks in the snow, read movement patterns, and wait for the right moment. Once the larger presence moves on, the pack cautiously advances, making use of what remains to sustain the group. In this frozen world, choosing not to confront is a wise strategy. A quiet division where each species maintains its role in order to endure. It surged forward like a flash of lightning, a flawless strike that erased what was once a safe distance. Every vibration became a test of space, every attack a decisive moment where survival was determined. By the time the prey recognized the danger, the safe distance no longer existed. So what transformed a legless creature into a haunting terror across the grasslands? Across continents, from scorching deserts to dense rainforests, snakes exist as the land's silent guardians. Without legs and without sound, they rely on sensing vibrations, scent, and patience to gain the advantage. Their long bodies and slow metabolism allow them to conserve energy, waiting for weeks for a decisive opportunity. With more than 3,000 species, each hunting strategy is a different solution to the same survival equation. Within the natural cycle, snakes do not dominate, but they keep the balance that sustains entire ecosystems. Across the African savanna and open woodlands, a shadow nearly 14 feet long moves in silence. It is the black mamba, one of the fastest venomous snakes on land, capable of reaching speeds of about 13 miles per hour. It does not rely on elaborate camouflage. Its presence alone is enough to make the surrounding space feel tense and restrained. But speed is only the surface. The true power of the black mamba lies within its ink-dark mouth, where an extremely potent neurotoxin is delivered in a single strike. Around 100 milligrams of venom can rapidly disrupt the nervous systems of large animals in less than 20 minutes. For the black mamba, contact is not the beginning of the hunt. It is the moment when the outcome is already decided. Yet in nature, no dominance is absolute. Within the same environment, the mongoose appears as a rare evolutionary counterbalance, possessing modified acetylcholine receptors that reduce the effects of black mamba venom. Rather than engaging head-on, it circles patiently, wearing down its opponent's stamina. With one precisely placed bite, the creature that once inspired fear across the grasslands becomes a source of energy for the mongoose. In the dense rainforests of Central and West Africa, the Gaboon viper nearly dissolves into the forest floor. With a body that can exceed 6 feet in length, a broad triangular head, and intricate camouflage patterns, it does not need to move to hunt. The Gaboon's strength lies in not being seen. Its diet includes rodents, frogs, lizards, and occasionally birds or small mammals. Not fast like the mamba, the Gaboon chooses the opposite strategy: absolute waiting. For hours, even days, it remains completely still, allowing the environment itself to guide prey within range. The moment converges. A sudden reflex, and everything is over in less than a second. Fangs reaching up to about 2 inches in length, combined with a large, precisely controlled amount of venom, allow the Gaboon to conclude the hunt with minimal energy expenditure. In its world, time is not an enemy, but an ally. And this cycle continues in the same quiet manner. Unlike many snakes that lay eggs, the Gaboon viper gives live birth. Each reproductive cycle, usually only once per year, the female can deliver between 20 and 50 offspring, fully developed and ready to survive independently from the moment they enter the world. Like the inland Taipan, the horned desert viper is shaped by arid lands. With a body length of about 24 inches, it carries a pair of scaled horns above the eyes, shielding against blowing sand and blurring the outline of the head from watchful eyes overhead. By burying itself beneath about 2 inches of sand, it leaves a surface so still it appears as if it was never there, making it a master of camouflage. When it needs to reposition, the horned desert viper uses sidewinding, a clean, precise diagonal motion. This allows only about 7% of its body to touch the hot sand, reducing heat absorption and leaving a broken trail that is difficult to follow. Even subtle vibrations within about 10 feet are enough for it to read the rhythm of prey movement, as if the desert itself is whispering directions. The hunt begins with stillness, a short, accurate strike, and then it sinks back into the sand, returning silence to the land. With a slow metabolism, it can draw energy from a single meal for many days, a valuable advantage in a scarce desert. In southern deserts, that strategy becomes even more refined. A close relative of the horned desert viper, Peringue's adder in the Namib's red sands, buries nearly its entire body beneath the sand, leaving only the eyes exposed to watch. It gently wiggles its tail, imitating a writhing worm, something desert lizards can hardly resist in such a harsh environment. A lightning-fast strike closes the hunt, where camouflage and deception merge into one. On the Australian continent, where temperatures can rise above 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the inland taipan exists as a biological paradox. Its skin coloration shifts with the seasons, supporting internal regulation and adaptation to the harsh desert environment. Yet behind this reserved appearance is a snake that carries what is considered the most potent venom ever recorded among snakes. A single strike releases only a very small amount, but it is enough to rapidly overwhelm the nervous system of prey, a level of toxicity surpassing many other species, including the king cobra. Rather than pursuing, the inland taipan chooses a strategy of speed, restraint, and absolute precision. The hunt begins with scent. Its forked tongue continuously samples the air, delivering odor particles to the Jacobson's organ to track nocturnal rodents. A slender body and smooth scales allow it to glide across dry sand with almost no sound. At a distance of just a few feet, its vision is sufficient to lock onto a target within confined space. The moment of contact is extremely brief. Immediately afterward, the inland taipan retreats, allowing biology itself to complete the remaining process. This approach minimizes the risk of injury and conserves energy, a survival choice in an unforgiving desert landscape. Within the dense forest layers of South and Southeast Asia, the king cobra reigns like a crownless monarch. With a maximum length reaching about 18 feet and a massive body weighing close to 40 pounds, it is regarded as the largest venomous snake in the world. The power of this king is most clearly revealed in its unforgiving diet. The king cobra hunts and feeds almost exclusively on other snakes. When it senses a threat, it can raise the front portion of its body up to about 6 feet above the ground, fixing its gaze directly on an opponent with cold authority. Each individual controls a territory spanning several miles, holding a critical position within the tropical forest food chain. Yet this dominance is not limited to hunting. During the breeding season, which lasts about 3 months, males engage in silent contests for access to females. The one that maintains control determines which genetic line continues. They may grapple, attempting to press the opponent's head down into the forest leaf litter. But that is not the full story. Behind this formidable exterior lies a trait rarely seen in snakes: maternal care. The king cobra is the only snake known to build a nest, gathering decaying leaves into mounds about 2 feet high, quietly guarding the eggs through the relentless rains of the tropical forest. Leaving the desert behind for the warm Indo-Pacific seas, the Belcher's sea snake slips through the water like a thin pencil line. About 40 inches long, with a slender body and pale banding, it nearly dissolves into the deep blue seascape. In the ocean, the Belcher's sea snake is a master of adaptation. It can dive to depths of about 300 feet and has been recorded more than 150 miles offshore, limits that very few snakes ever reach. A lung that extends nearly to the tail, combined with the ability to absorb some oxygen directly through the skin and the lining of the mouth, allows it to remain active underwater for long periods on a single breath, with almost no wasted energy. Because of these precise adaptations, the Belcher's sea snake does not need to swim fast or display power. It survives through pure efficiency. Quiet, graceful, and dangerous enough to remind everything around it that the ocean is never as gentle as it appears. The Arctic does not belong to the strongest, but to those who understand the rules of ice and cold. Between deep frozen seas and empty tundra, each species survives through instincts refined over time. Nature here is not loud. It breathes in a calm yet powerful rhythm. If that rhythm is felt, a single like helps this journey continue. And when viewers stay, the Arctic is never left untold.